What's up, everybody? We're going to do another video, and we're going to talk about the Big Four. So just to preface, the Big Four is specifically for AC units or super simple heat pumps, although heat pumps have a couple extra components. Picture behind me is the Big Four. It's the Big Four components that we check when it comes to diagnostics or wellness checks or whatever, what have you. I'm going to kind of show you guys what it looks like for a few seconds so you have time to pause it, take a look at it, and then I'll go over everything. So there's the picture, right? And we'll go through all of those. Top corner, compressor, condenser fan motor, capacitor, and contactor are the Big Four. Okay, so this is up close so you can kind of see. So initially, I'm trying to find this perfect, boom. That's your thermostat. So when you call for cooling, thermostat goes to your furnace. Your furnace control board then goes down to the contactor. Come on, there you are, the contactor. So your contactor is essentially the doorway that allows the high voltage from the house to go to the compressor, the condenser fan motor, your capacitor, all that. All right, and then off of the contactor, you have usually two leads that go to the compressor. Ignore the cat. And then you've got a lead that goes to the condenser fan motor, and then you've got wires that come off of both of those to go to the capacitor. This is from a different video, but this is what your capacitor looks like. You can see that, you can see that right about where it says 45 plus 5 UF, that is microfarads. That is the manufacturer rating for a capacitor like this. And you can see that it's got 3 different terminals on it, your white, your green, and your black. Those are for your compressor, your contactor, and your condenser fan motor. So when we're doing our wellness check, in order to check the compressor, we take readings of all 3. So these 2 here, and then the one going to the capacitor. We take amp draws off that using our multimeter, and the meter reading that we look at is the highest amp draw. So if you've got, let's say, 6 amps, 8 amps, and then you really don't want to show up, do you? Damn, this thing's not working. Okay, so let's say these 2, you've got 6 amps, 8 amps, and then the one going to the capacitor is like 7 amps. We look at the one that says 8 amps. That is the rating that we check based on the nameplate for the unit. Next, we're going to be taking a look at the condenser fan motor, and that is the average between all of the legs. So again, you can see the condenser fan motor, right? Not this one, but the next one over. You can see that there are 3 legs that come off of that too. One is going to be your common, one is going to be your start, one is going to be your run. So very similarly to the compressor, you see the CSR, that's common, start, run. Those are your 3 different legs for your 3 different windings for them. We want to check those windings, one, but also the amp draws, and those are going to correlate with different readings and different meanings behind. So if we look in this picture, we can see that the amp draws and the resistance between all of the different windings or the different legs, right? The amp draws, we're going to look at the average. So again, let's say it's 1.4. It's usually smaller. So let's say 0.5, 0.6, and 0.7. The average between all 3 of those is 0.6. So it'd be 0.6 amps. That is the number that we would check towards the nameplate for the AC unit. Now, when it comes to the contactor specifically, we do check the low voltage to make sure that there is at least 24 volts coming from the furnace. If there isn't, if there's 23.97, we may consider that to be okay, and there usually is a tolerance range. But if there's not 25, 26, sometimes 27 volts, we could be looking at some voltage delivery issues from the furnace. The other thing that we can do is we do check the high voltage drop. So we look at the power coming in from the house and then the power going to the compressor. If those 2 numbers are off more than 5%, then we are going to continue having some issues, and there could be some actual contact point concerns. And last thing that we usually check is the continuity between the actual low voltage coil sitting in the back of the contactor. We just take the low voltage wires off the sides, and I'll find a picture here and I'll show you here in a second, but we take the wires off the sides of the contactor and we check the ohm resistance. If they are good, which is usually about 18 to 20, maybe 21 ohms of resistance, then we're good. If it's anything less than, realistically less than like 15, maybe 14, depending on brand and manufacturer, then you could have some gaps or some jumps in the actual coil, which is going to cause short cycling and chattering is what we call. So then taking a look at the capacitor, you can see how the note says no more than 10% out of range from factory specs. That is industry standard. Usually on the side of the capacitor, it'll tell you what the tolerance range. This video, which I did repost, it is an older video, but I reposted it for you guys. But this video goes over exactly what calculations we do. But you guys can see where it says the 45 plus 5 UF, and then there's a plus or minus 5%. That is Ace Cruise factory tolerance range is 5%. If it's anything more or less than 5% of those two values, you're going to have it be considered bad and should replace. Now, there's 3 different things that you, when it comes to maintenances, wellness checks, whatever, even service repairs, when you have, or domain call, when you have someone come out to take a look at the equipment. There's the need to, should do, and could do. I'll go over that in a completely different video, but those are the 3 different levels of repair options or upgrades, if you will, depending on exactly what's included in them. So that was the big 4 of the of the AC. The furnace actually has what's called the big 5. There are 5 different components that we check when it comes to a wellness check and a service call, regardless of whether it's an actual demand call, so like, hey, my furnace isn't working, or if it's something else like a maintenance. But with that being said, I'm going to make a separate video for that as well here in a minute. My child's bottle is going to be ready here in any minute, so it'll have to be afterwards, but I'll be making that video and probably won't post it until tomorrow. But nonetheless, that is the big 4 for the AC unit. If you guys have any other questions or want to throw in any of your 2 cents, please let me know. Another announcement, which I'll probably do an independent video for as well, I am opening up my podcasting capabilities to allow interviews for everyone in the home service industry. If you interact with homeowners, customers, it doesn't matter if you're a manager, if you're a sales guy, if you're a technician, even if you're a CSR, I am opening my doors and opening up my podcast waves, if you will, to do interviews with you guys. So if you guys would be open to that, shoot me a message, leave me a comment, whatever it be, and let me know, and I'll get with you guys. I do have a couple of people that I would like to interview, and more than likely will have them interview here in the next few weeks. Don't forget to check out the new podcast episode that's coming out this week, episode 20. It is part 2 of the maintenance and why it is super important to keep up with maintenance. So go check it out. Give me a 5-star rating. I'd appreciate it. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you guys in the next video.